G'day, Mike Smith here from Xiaomi Websites. Today we're going to have a look at a squeeze page funnel and put this into a simulator so we can have a look at the figures and see whether this funnel is going to make a profit for us, given a number of assumptions that we are going to play with as we go along. So, squeeze page funnel simulation. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to have a look at our inputs first. We've got a Facebook campaign, and we'll also look at our products. So we've got one product here. Let's have a look at the product first. It is $247. It's a one-time purchase product, not a subscription product. We're going to assume that 5 in every 100 customers will request a refund, and the product cost is actually, let's bump this up a little bit. Make it realistic, it's going to cost us $100 to produce per item. So that's our single main product, and the sales page for that is here. Also, we've got some traffic sources, which is diagrammatically represented over here. It's a Facebook source, and let's have a look at that. Facebook ads. We're going to assume it's got 2,000 visitors here, but we will play with this figure in a moment, and it's going to cost us $1 per click with a conversion strength of 100%. So we'll play with this figure as well. Okay, so overall we're trying to sell one product and we've got one source of leads. Okay, now we could simply direct our Facebook leads directly to our main product page here, which might be a page on our website. But that might not be very successful. It depends a lot, of course, on the quality of our Facebook leads here. But the point is that we're paying for those, so we want to make sure that we get value for money. So instead of sending those leads directly to the sales page, let's pre-qualify and improve the quality of those leads by using some kind of marketing funnel. And in this particular case, we're using a squeeze page funnel. Okay, so what's a squeeze page funnel? The idea of a squeeze page is that you are using curiosity to generate some leads. And the goal really, as is explained here, is for people to give you their email address. So it's a very clean page, not with a lot of content on it, or perhaps not even a logo. But what you want to do is get the highest number of people possible to give you their email address, so that then you can follow up with further emails, and then hopefully through that process we can get an audience which is more likely to react positively at this sales page here. So squeeze page funnel. What are some examples of great squeeze pages? Well, a quick Google search will help you out here, and just looking on the Insta page just for some examples. So the idea is to generate curiosity and make it very, very simple for someone to give you their email address. There's one from GQ, Marketing Sherpa. This one's a bit busier, but the point is that you are trying to get people's email addresses. One from Forbes, and a fairly basic one from NetApp. Maybe this one would be attractive to your customers. Okay, so that's a squeeze page. Something worth mentioning now is that although this example is using email as the basis of the funnel, it could just as easily be a chatbot opt-in here. Chatbots are becoming very, very popular, and they do work very well with Facebook. So we might make that the basis for another video. But just, I mean, the principle is still the same. The idea is that you get someone curious, so they give you a way to contact them, and then you follow up with a sequence of emails or messages or whatever. Also, very, very important to remember is that this squeeze page and each of these emails, and there might be more than 3 of them obviously, they need to be professionally written, and they need to be tailored to your business, your offering, your product, and so it's a good idea to get some professional help to draft these emails, because the success rates are going to improve as a consequence of that. So that's a very good return on investment. Get professional help. Okay, so you can see I've programmed in some assumptions here in terms of the success rates at each of these stages, but let's just press the big simulate button here and see what happens. So it's going to calculate our profit, expenses, and a total. So let's press the big simulate button here and see what happens. So these numbers are being updated progressively as it goes through the analysis. It's calculating $20,000 worth of sales. The cost of our traffic here is shown at $2,000. There are some merchant fees. There is the cost of delivering the course there, and also refunds. So that gives us a cost per lead of $10 and revenue of $20,000 and profit of $8,500 for the month. And okay, so that's pretty good. But as you can see, there are significant costs here. So let's play with some of these figures to see if we can improve things. So I have added two further scenarios here to our analysis, and in scenario 2 I've just added another email message. So basically it started off being a 3-stage email funnel, and I've just decided, okay, well, what would happen if I sent just one more email message after a further day? So let's have a look at the simulation for that. And this is assuming that it's about as successful as the previous one, but just putting one more in the sequence. And as you can see, that's going to make a significant difference to the monthly profit. Now this is scenario 3, and in scenario 3 I've looked at the Facebook campaign, and you may remember originally in scenario 1 the conversion strength was at 50%, so it was a fairly cold audience. But what if we ran the same ads past an audience that already knew our business, or perhaps had heard of our product before, and so the conversion strength, so the quality, effectively the quality of that audience was increased from 50% to 75%. What would that do to our simulation? So let's look at that, and this is without the extra email as well that we did in scenario 2. So let's run the figures here, and as you can see, improving the quality of the input audience is going to make a significant, even more significant difference to our monthly profit. So here's a tabular summary of what we've done. Here's the first scenario. Scenario 2 was where we just added another email in the chain, so increasing it from a 3-step email to a 4-step email, and just leaving the other assumptions the same, and that was giving us about a 20% improvement on the profit, both monthly and yearly, obviously. Scenario 3 was where we looked at improving the quality of our initial audience, so perhaps directing it not just to all of Facebook, but being a bit careful about where we place those ads so that we're getting better value for money for the cost per click. And as you can see, that made a big difference, 61%, based on the assumptions, obviously, but for the effort, it's probably worth doing both of these things. Perhaps another stage in the email sequence, or the message sequence, whether it's email or chatbot, and then also continuing to refine our input audience, because that makes a huge difference to our overall profitability. So in this video we've looked at just some very basic scenarios and a very simple squeeze page funnel marketing system to improve the quality of our leads and therefore our profitability for a particular product. And this is a very simple diagram, but of course your business may be multi-product, it may be multi-funnels. The point is that it's worth finding a tool such as this to simulate, and maybe getting some help simulating the various scenarios so that you can see whether it's worth pursuing the strategy that you're intending. Certainly you may have more inputs here. You may have other social media inputs, for example, and you may have normal advertising and marketing, and all of that can be modeled as well. What's important, as we've seen, is the quality of your input audience. It's worth possibly looking at the length of this email sequence, because once you've got a person's email address, it really doesn't cost much to send another email, and that could be stretched out over weeks or months. And of course, the other thing to think about is the quality of these, the copywriting on these squeeze pages, and getting professional help to write those so that your product and your offering is presented as well as possible. And then also, once you start implementing a funnel like this, then you can plug back in the various success rates at the various stages, and you can then see where the weaknesses are and then further refine your model. So this type of analysis is very useful to look at forward planning for your marketing strategies. Okay, this has been Mike Smith from Xiaomi Websites. If you have any questions or need any help, head on over to our website or our Facebook page and drop us a message. Thanks very much for watching.